I'm at the top of Machu Picchu and I'm giving myself the stamp of Machu Picchu right beside my Peru stamp on my passport. Welcome to Machu Picchu. On today's episode, I'm going to explore Machu Picchu. I'm going to look for the sundial, I'm going to find the Inca Bridge, I'm going to do a self-guided tour, and I'm taking you along for the ride. I've been walking along the Inca Bridge for a while. It's nice and cool because we're in the shade. What I noticed is there was a bit of a guardrail at the beginning, but now going forward, there's no guardrail, which is so different than North America, because if we were in North America right now, there would be a massive guardrail, plus maybe like a netting. Maybe they'll have flashing lights letting you know that the guardrail is there. It just goes to show you that here is so different. Along the Inca Bridge. There's a railing now because it's kind of steep and the edge is right there. You don't want to go over that. I think we can get as far as the door, and then the rest is just there for you to look at. It's being conserved so it doesn't get ruined. So neat that it's in such good condition. There's even a part that has a little bridge made out of wood, and then you can see on the side there's little steps made out of rock that are called sonas. Out of breath. I'm now wearing my poncho as a cape because it is so hot. And I'm so sick today. I woke up with like the flu or something, probably because we were walking in the rain for hours. It's an incredible view. It is amazing to think that they were here so long ago and built this without the regular tools and construction capabilities that we have today. Next, we're going down to explore and walk through Machu Picchu. It's interesting that all the walls are in good condition, but none of the roofs survived. One downfall about Machu Picchu is how busy it is. There are so many tourists. To get that perfect photo for your Instagram, you really have to wait your turn, wait in line, and it takes a while. It's a process. It's definitely worth it to be here and get this experience, but it might actually be better to come early in the morning when it opens at 5:30. After 3 hours of exploring around the mountain, we are finally in the Machu Picchu village. We just entered through the doorway that you see in everyone's Instagram pictures, except it's really picking up now. It's around almost close to lunchtime. There's so many tourists. However, that means there's a lot of tour groups. Since we are self-guided today, we can follow along some of the tour groups and pick up what they're saying to learn more about Machu Picchu. I just found a really tiny hallway. What's behind it? Oh, yeah, it's a much bigger hallway. I don't know what this is. It's really pretty. I wonder what this is. Like, it's pretty solid. Maybe it was part of their kitchen? I have no idea. If these old ruins were homes, they seem relatively small. If you look where I'm standing, this is the entrance to get in. There's a really small window and it's not that big. It's pretty much the size of a studio in Toronto. Unlike the last place that we saw, this room has a lot of windows. I think there's like 5, 10, 15, 20 windows just in this room. So it would have been way brighter than the last one. They just had one tiny window. However, I think they left in a hurry because they left all their blinds closed. I just found this rock that is shaped. Okay, I don't know what shape that is. Math was a long time ago. That it's so interesting how the Incas would find the perfect shaped rock and put them together perfectly like they're playing Tetris. And they had no glue, they had no cement. It's just rocks that are squished together. Incredible. There's still a lot of confusion over who discovered Machu Picchu. From what I heard, some local farmers knew about this place and kind of kept it to themselves. And then one time in the early 1900s, a German archaeologist came and he discovered it, but he didn't really have the tools to do anything with his discovery. In that time, he couldn't take a bunch of Instagram photos, so nothing really came from that. And then years later, an American came to what you know as Machu Picchu. He met up with the farmers and they told him about this place. And after a lot of convincing, he finally got them to bring him here. And he happened to have connections with National Geographic. So even though the American is credited as being the person who discovered Machu Picchu because he had all these connections and resources with National Geographic, I think it's really the farmers, the local farmers who live nearby, who found this place and tried to conserve it and not really tell everybody about it. They're the original ones who found Machu Picchu. When they discovered Machu Picchu and they were going through all the belongings and artifacts that they found, they realized most of them belonged to women and not men. Now that could be because even though the king had his #1 lady, his wife, he also had 400 mistresses here. I just want to share with you my things to know about Machu Picchu. First off, there is no bathroom, no bano. You have to use that before you enter into Machu Picchu. So make sure you go and good luck for the rest of the day. Maybe you'll find a bush, but probably not, because next thing, there are millions of tourists. It is so crowded and everyone stops at every corner to take a picture for their Instagram. And so you're constantly waiting to take your next picture. Even though at the bottom of the mountain it might be cold and rainy and wet and gross and cloudy, it's not like that at the top of the mountain. At the top of the mountain, it is pretty warm. In fact, I am sweating in my poncho. It is so hot now. You are not allowed to bring tripods for your photography, selfie sticks, walking sticks. So if you have a hard time walking, you're not supposed to bring those, though I've seen people bring them in. You are not really supposed to bring food, even though there's no food vendors here. I would still bring a little snack, but please don't litter. These are ancient ruins. Don't ruin them. Which leads me to my next thing, travel etiquette. Remember when you're traveling to please take your turn and then let someone else have their turn instead of moving in front of their picture. You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Gray Shirt and Beard.
Oh, hell no!
You can purchase a ticket to do an extra hike at the top of the mountain. I believe this costs around $35 US. However, you get a timestamp of when you can do this and you have a very limited time. It takes about an hour and a half to hike, but if you are tired or injured or it's horrible weather, you might not want to do this, and it's not refundable, so keep that in mind. You may want to walk around by yourself and do a self-guided tour, but make sure you bring a map or get some kind of app or Wikipedia or something, because there are no signs to tell you what everything is. You'll be looking at a rock formation and you have no idea what you're looking at. It might just be better to go with a tour group, but depending on how much photography you want to do, you might be rushed and you have to make sure it's the right language. Overall, have an amazing time. I loved it. There were a lot of tourists, but it is an incredible experience to walk through these old ruins. Thank you so much for watching my video on Machu Picchu. If you enjoyed it, please check out my channel. I also have other videos on Peru and other places that I've traveled. Make sure you leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe below. So cute. Will I get close enough to touch him? Hi! Is it a llama or an alpaca? Is it a llama or alpaca? Haha. I think, I don't really know. I know llamas have taller necks and pointy ears. Alpacas usually wear sunglasses in all the photos, and their ears are more floppy. Come here. Come here. The Incas were very smart and figured out a plumbing system. They have running water, as you can see behind me. In fact, they have a better system than most of the Airbnbs in Europe that we've stayed in.